Are you worried about migration in any way?
No, why would I care about migration? English people, you call English people that migrate expats. Are we worried about expats? No one's worried about expats. I travel a lot, so I see English people in different parts of the world. And they don't seem to have a problem over there. So why do you have a problem over here?
People come over, they bring their skills over, or they want a new life. Like, why impose all these restrictions?
Yeah.
Which just relax, just chill out.
We're in Soho today on this bright, sunny afternoon.
And as a charity, we're always really interested in narratives around migration and how that relates to other important social justice issues. We're interested to see what the people of Soho think about migration.
And will they want to chat to us?
People hate leaving their home. Nobody wants to leave their home and risk their life. What can we do to just make things more livable for people everywhere? I'm so distressed about the state our country is in terms of no housing, public services falling apart. You know, we can't even offer migrants a dentist. We can't even offer people living here a dentist. And I sort of think, God, somebody should warn them, please don't come here. This is a crap country,
I think things like public services and some elements of hospitality, restaurant services are kind of powered off immigration and those kind of workers. So it's a shame to see them being demonised to gain votes off of certain people. And I'm a little shocked to see how much popularity that's garnered recently.
Pre-Brexit, it was a lot easier, for example, for EU citizens to come to the UK, to live here, to work here, etc. But now it's obviously a lot harder post-Brexit. They're needing visas to come to university. They're needing, post-study work visas, obviously, to work on them as well. And then for, afterwards, once they finish university, they've only got the 2 years on a post-study work visa. And after that, they'll need to find an employer that sponsored them, right? And then on top of it, the government has imposed so many new restrictions, like increasing the earning threshold. You're literally just talking about
I'm
it.
just glad everybody gets along from what I've seen in central London. But yeah, I'm aware that there are some issues. And people are concerned about the negative aspects, which I haven't seen personally.
What are your thoughts currently on immigration and the way that immigration is being presented in the media?
I think the media is appalling, the way it presents immigration as a problem to our economy, which is just not. The problem to our economy are the people managing our economy, banks and taxes and lots of other issues. And I think the media villainize immigration in a way that is just not helpful to anybody.
We don't show it in context often enough or talk about it in context often enough. What are neighbouring countries doing? How many people are they taking? Because it's usually far, far more than us. Only that's never really pointed out.
There's been probably lies being told on TV which are leading to anxieties and a bit of fear that's probably coming from unfounded places or exaggerated places.
I've noticed that on YouTube, for instance, you've got new channels, independent channels, and you don't really know who they belong to. And they literally portray migration in a very aggressive way.
I almost get the feeling that people aren't that bothered about it. Much less bothered about it than those politicians would have you think. Yeah. They've got other things to worry about, like where am I going to get my teeth done?
The media have such a power hold over narratives of division and hatred.
It's a smoke screen. I see it like that, to not talk about other things. So they don't talk about AI, for instance. I think that's a big problem. In France, there is a concept that is now famous from the far right to the center. People speak about great replacement, right? That they come and they take our jobs. Well, actually, we make them come to take our job first, but also I think the great great replacement is actually AI, and they just don't talk about that. So they say, look at this Arab person's going to take a job. I don't think that's the threat.
I don't care what politicians say every 4 years. That's the rule. Every 4 years, just put your fingers in your ears, because they're going to lie. I think the main issue that they got is migrants not necessarily coming here, but coming to London or outside of London. That's the difference. Like, we're not going to really care or know if a Bangladeshi, we wouldn't know in London if they were there, but if they went to Shropshire, then they might be noticeable.
Other people are they worried about migration? Are you worried about migration?
No, actually, I know people close to me who are, because they watch a lot of news. My mom is worried in France. I am not, because I came here as well as a migrant, and with the idea that I was bringing something. We're in Soho, which used to be a place for French people, migration, Huguenots came here, Jewish people came here, Indian people now in Shoreditch. So no, I think that's what England is, what London is. And
I don't care if you're white, black, Chinese, Indian, alien, bro. You're not affecting me, bro. You're not affecting me. Honestly, I don't know why people let it get to their head so much.
I think we need to encourage more immigration because I think the more diversity you have in a culture, the better society is.
We've got friends
Who are having to get these sponsored visas and the amount of stress that they go through.
And the amount of money that
and
they
the
pay
money as well. And it's
you know, the NHS surcharge as well, which has just been increased again.
We're the day before Pride at the moment. We're in Soho. Sort of queerness and immigration, whether there's a connection there. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, in the sense that it's always othered. You know, there's that commonality of being othered, and I think quite often in political campaigns they use the others to create scares. They use the others to be like, oh, well, this person is why you can't get a doctor's appointment, and it's just not true. And the same with trans rights, and the same with queerness. So there is that intersectionality. I think it's a lot more complex for immigration because I think it's a lot more long-running, steeped in racism as well.
A lot of people that are obviously coming over claiming asylum aren't safe in the countries that they're in. They're in horrible situations where they're not able to be themselves, they're not able to express themselves.
And like there's countries like Russia, for example, I refuse to go to because I'm like, I'm not going to go support countries that would literally, you know, kill me for being who I am.
It's important to talk about them hand in hand.
Absolutely.
Definitely, because you know,
it's hard being queer and part of the LGBTQIA plus community sometimes.
Yeah, I was going to say, it can be hard already
and then you've got
here, let alone,
in other places.
there's a pub here called the Duncan that was targeted in 1999 by a guy who targeted the LGBTQ and the Bengali people. So that's where the connection is, and it still is. Yes, I'm worried that it could be happening as well, because minorities are always a good scapegoat, I guess.
Politicians get so much mileage out of the threat. That's the problem. They can't resist it. It's a nice, cheap, quick win.